we are going to kickstart a new program called Counseling, which will contain a one-on-one session with an IITian. So to register our program, please register at our website, tensors.in. I will share you the link on the chat box. Oh, sorry. Okay, fine. I will hand over the mic to Renish to introduce our speaker to you, Kavish Shah. And at the meanwhile time, you can share your questions in your chat box. Renish.
Okay, hi guys. So my name is Renish. I'm a naval architecture freshie. So today we have this is a webinar known as conducted by Tensors for the Know You branch campaign. Today we bring to you a student from the 4th year of naval architecture. His name is Kavish Shah. He has been in Sarang's Ponds team, and also he has been a branch counselor for naval architecture, and he's also the placement head for our department. So he'll be talking about the placements and the curriculum that is there in our department. So any questions, any more questions regarding the branch, you could ask in the chat box questions, and we'll ask Kavish. Over to you, Kavish. You can start.
Yeah. Thanks, Anish. Thanks, Viraj. Yeah. So let me start with the basic introduction. So I think you all can hear me, right? You can hear me properly. One or two people can just say yes or no, so I can get an idea. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So, so the complete name of the branch is Naval Architecture and Ocean Engineering. So basically, it's kind of an interdisciplinary course in which we study subjects from mechanical engineering, some subjects from civil engineering, and some subjects from a very different kind of field, which is like architecture kind of thing. But it is not. It is actually an engineering science and not a architectural study. It's more about how we can design good floating structures or good submerged structures, and how we can take care of their functionality, and how we can build them to be strong enough to be existing for years and years. So I'll just share a small presentation that I have. Yeah. So I had made this when I was the branch counselor. I hope you all can see my screen. So yeah, I told you about what is ocean engineering and naval architecture. It's again, to reiterate, ocean engineering. The ocean engineering part is more about studying the properties of the ocean and how the ocean behaves, and how we can, draw mathematical formula to explain the behavior of the ocean. And naval architecture part is more related to designing the ship, how we can make sure the ship stays in shape and performs the function which it is meant for, and all those things. And if you have seen a ship or anything, it's a very complex structure. I mean, submarines and ships are some of the most advanced, you can say, engineering structures that humans have built. The thing is, like, they survive on their own for months and months in the ocean, and ocean is a very rough place. So it's an engineering marvel from humankind, we can say. So ocean engineering subjects can be broken down into coastal engineering, offshore engineering, and underwater technology. As I told you, ocean engineering is mainly related to the study of the oceans. The coastal engineering part is where we study about how the ocean affects the coast, how we can, in case of tides and floods, how we can create structures along the coast to prevent erosion of the coast, and all those kinds of studies. Offshore engineering is, as it implies by the name, offshore. So that is engineering of the structures which lie inside the ocean, which are not on the coast. And these structures have, so coastal structures and offshore structures are serve for a similar purpose, but they are very different in design, because in the ocean there is constant waves, there are high tides, there are low tides, and we have to factor in all those things while constructing an offshore structure. All that comes under offshore engineering. And underwater technology is like a newer branch in which we conduct experiments, we make use of various advanced instruments to measure the properties or gauge the properties of the ocean. And there are nowadays advancements in, if you have heard of underwater vehicles, which are basically robots which can go to immense depths and look at things which humankind has never been exposed to. It opens up a very different avenue for us to research on. Naval architecture part is based on designing of the ships. So the designing is basically the shape aspect and how the ship should be shaped so that it performs at its most efficient. Gives its most efficient performance. Other part of it is the hydrostatics. Hydrostatics part of a study is like hydrostatic. So when a body is static, how it behaves in the water or how it behaves in the ocean. And hydrodynamics is similarly when it is moving, how it behaves and what are the forces on it and how we can, make the ship sturdy enough to bear those forces. And the fourth part is marine engineering. In marine engineering is very broad field, I can say. It's not very clearly defined in those terms. But marine engineering involves anything related to, different kind of propulsions or different kind of instruments that we can use in the ship and all those things. Okay, so about the department, I think all these information you can get at the Department of Ocean Engineering. So you can just note this down: doe.iitm.ac.in. So you can get all this information there. I'll just like to give a brief about why I have put these points here. So the professors here are have a wide kind of experience, in the sense that we have professors from civil engineering who are specialized in ocean engineering. We have professors from mechanical engineering who have specialized in ocean engineering, and now they are teaching this. So these professors have a wide array of skill set, and they have specialized in ocean engineering, and that's why they are teaching in the department. In terms of facilities, you can say that we in Asia we have the best ocean engineering facilities that a university can have. We have different sizes of wave flumes. So you might not get what a wave flume is, but it's basically to conduct experiments on how a ship or a structure will behave in the ocean. We can simulate waves, we can simulate high tides, we can simulate the forces that will act on a structure once it is in the real environment with a very good accuracy in our facilities. There are I think, as far as I know, there was 7 to 8 experimental facilities in terms of flumes, and so this is like one of the best in terms of facilities for research. We have a good alumni network. And the thing is, this alumni network is not restricted to just ocean engineering. Our alumni have gone into various various fields, and some have gone into research, some have not continued with ocean engineering and have gone into different fields. And so once you come into IIT, you will recognize the value of networking, how important it is to be in touch with your seniors, how important it is uh, to be in touch with people who are outside your own field. This will give you an idea of what's going on in their field, or what you can learn from them, or how they can help you advance your own career. So all this will be helpful through the alumni network. And in general, in terms of general statistics, we have a good placement record. I wouldn't say it's 100% placement record, but the thing to realize here is it's like uh, it's like JE actually. So everyone who sits for JE is not actually really preparing for JE. Some people are not at all focused, or they have that drive to prepare for JE. Similarly, for placements, there are a few people who just don't who don't want to prepare for placements. Maybe they have some other plans. Maybe they want to give they want to go for MBA. They want to go for higher studies or anything like that. So basically, due to that, they do register for the placements, but then they don't pay attention during the placement season. So that's why I can say that we ensure 100% placements, but we have a good we have 75% plus placement statistics in last 2-3 years. Yeah. So there are a lot of future opportunities. I would say in terms of the core engineering branch in India, of course, the market is limited, because there are a limited number of shipyards, and there are government organizations like DRDO and all those companies which hire core naval architecture and ocean engineers. But the thing is, once you study this, you have a good idea of a lot of subjects in mechanical engineering. You have a lot of idea of subjects in civil engineering. So once you get into IIT, if you like some subject, you can pursue that subject further. You can take electives according to your liking for mechanical engineering, or for civil engineering, or for some other branch, and there'll be seniors to guide you. And once you have an idea that, okay, I'm interested in this, I want to pursue this further, you'll have an opportunity to pursue projects in that, and build your future. And as I told you earlier, ocean engineering is a really interdisciplinary branch. So there is a lot of robotics, there's a lot of data science which is now being included in the department. I would say it is at a very beginning stage, a very nascent stage, but there are a lot of possibilities out there in which we can pursue further. So a few things which I have mentioned here is autonomous underwater vehicles, which is AUVs. Then is remote operating vehicles, which is ROVs. So both these are types of robots which go under the water, and they help in various scientific research. They can be used for exploration purposes, mapping the sea floor, and all those kinds of things, which are really important uh, in predicting the climate cycles, which are important in the mapping of the seafloor. Actually is really helpful in terms of understanding the geology of Earth, and how Earth has evolved over the years. All those kinds of things. For that, you use AUVs and ROVs. And there is a swarm robotics, where you have a swarm of robots, small robots, which are now used in military purposes to guard the coast, and there's a lot of application there as well. Yeah. So as I was telling, there's a lot of scope for AI getting involved in ocean engineering, and I would say in India it's at a very nascent stage right now. But there are companies and universities researching on how to build, as you have seen, autonomous cars. We have autonomous ships. That is a ship which drives its own self. And if you see, I would say 70% of the goods which is transported all over the world is transported through ships. And so if you just imagine how much this would help the economy, the worldwide economy, if every ship was, autonomous. So you can just imagine the impact of this. Yeah. Stop sharing. Yeah. So I think that's it from my side. I'll like to answer the questions now.
Okay. Yeah, Kavish, the most one of the the question is it possible to pursue a MTech in another department, like mechanical or electrical engineering, while after studying in naval architecture, naval arch?
Okay. So there are two parts to this. I'll answer it in two parts. So one is if you have a dual degree. So because I was a dual degree student, I had the choice of in my batch, just before my batch, like a year before I had to decide my MTech curriculum, my MTech specialization. There was a change in curriculum which said that dual degree students can pursue 5 more fields which are interdisciplinary fields. So these 5 fields were robotics, biomedical, data science, then there was nanotechnology, and there was one more. So there was 5 interdisciplinary technologies which were introduced just before my third year. So third year is when we had to decide our MTech specialization, and it was it was a CGPA based criteria, and luckily I got a data science, and because I had an interest in machine learning and those kinds of things, so I got a data science MTech specialization. So that there is an aspect of pursuing an if you are a dual degree student, you can change your MTech specialization once you come to INSTI and pursue it in various other branches, various interdisciplinary branches. They are actually planning to introduce more branches, but I don't know how early or how late that would be. But for now, there are 5 interdisciplinary branches where you can pursue as a dual degree student. Now, the second part is if you are asking like you are a BTech student, and then if you want to go for a MS or MTech abroad or within India. So in this part, also if you want to pursue an MTech in India itself, I think it's a very standard procedure. You have to give the GATE exam, and the GATE exam is subject specific. So if you want to go for electrical or computer science, there is a GATE for that, and you will have to study according to the curriculum of that, and you can give that exam, and based on that score, you can choose MTech within India. For abroad, let's say if you want to go for a MS or MTech abroad in any of the fields like robotics or anything, for that it's a very wide process, very big process. But the things that matter is what you have done, what you have learned during your undergraduate, that is during your BTech course. Have you done courses which are related to robotics, or have you done courses which are related to the field that you want to pursue? That is one part. The second part is have you done any projects, some research projects under a professor or something like that when you are doing your BTech? This just shows the university where you're applying that you have a genuine interest, and that's why you want to apply in that field, and that will help you. So there are people who have been applying to interdisciplinary branches, let's say electrical or CS or robotics from our branch, but they have done the work that they need to do. So yeah, there is a possibility for that.
Okay. Other
Okay,
question
so one more
was,
question. Okay. Okay, I'll do it. So one student asked, do we need to be strong enough in drawing in order to pursue in the branch?
No. So no, there is nothing like you have to be good in drawing. So, but I'll just tell you a gen tip that as it was in school, like because it's a subjective paper, if you write write nicely, obviously the professor will understand better, and he might give you more marks. But that is like that applies to all branches. That is not just for our branch. Like any branch you go to, the professor, like if he is able to read properly what you have written, then he can give you better marks. But apart from that, drawing, no, there is a specific ship drawing course in I would say third or fourth semester of your course, where you are trained on how to go about doing a ship drawing. Actually, it is happening this semester, I think, for the second year people. The 19 batch, I think, Ranish, your batch is going through that, right? The ship drawing course.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, but they,
And
because it's online course, I think they don't have the lab facility. But if you are in campus, it's a lab course where where the professor teaches you how to draw the curves and what are the curves that give a full picture of the ship and all those things. So no, there is no particular requirement of being good at drawing.
okay, another
Fine.
question. Another question is, what are the placement perspectives right after BTech in naval architecture? So, can you elaborate that on core and non-core perspectives? And in non-core, can you tell about the finance, consultancy, and IT? Can you just brief about
Okay.
that?
Okay. So yeah, so I'll just give you a very rough number. Mm, okay, so as far as I know, around the number of companies which come to institute or come to IIT Madras for core engineering branches is, I would say, five five companies on an average. It ranges from 3 to 5 companies that come for core engineering, that is ocean engineering and naval architecture. Uh, and so, of course, it's a very less number, but you need to see that only very few people are interested. So, in the last batch, if I can say, there were only 4 or 5 people interested in pursuing the core engineering. So that's why, though, the number of companies that come to Insti for core engineering is sufficient. Uh, so if you are planning to do that, if you have a good academic record and if you know the subject well, there are enough companies that can hire you right away after undergraduate. But as I told you, almost 90% of the batch, 80 to 90% of the batch, uh, goes for other things, maybe higher studies, or 70% of the people go for non-core branches. And that includes IT, finance, consulting, all those things. So each of this has a different skill set requirement. Finance companies, if I can say, there are 3 to 4 good finance companies that come to institute every year, but these companies also want you to be good at quantitative mathematics, probability, statistics. They want you to be highly sharp in those subjects. So if you prepare for those subjects specifically, and there is a lot of scope of learning about finance. There is a finance club, and actually the finance club head last year was a junior from my branch, from our branch, Srijan. So there is a lot of scope for learning about finance, getting to know finance, but it requires effort from your side. You have to put in the effort to learn about it, to ensure that you have a good skill set which fits that company. IT companies are the most number of companies that come to Institute of Placements either fall under IT kind of role, mostly IT kind of role. So IT or software engineer. So these companies, there is a range of companies. So if it's a very good company, let's say Google or something, then it will of course require you to be very good at coding. They will want you to be good at fast at coding and all those things. But there are other companies who are mediocre and not that good, but they also pay well. So those companies don't require you to be really excellent at coding, but they also need you to be they want you to know basic coding and algorithms and solve problems which are related to that. So yeah, that is, so most of the profiles that come to Insti are 60 to 70% are software engineering or IT kind of profiles. Um, Yeah, that's that. And consulting, it's a very different game. There are four consulting firms, McKinsey, Bain, BCG, and Octus, which generally come to Insti for placements, and they have a really different kind of statistics. It's I don't know how to correctly describe it, but it's kind of overall, excellence in academics plus excellence in extracurricular activities. Maybe you are a part of a sports team, maybe you are a part of a musical or cultural team. They want you to be, excellent at two three fields, and that is their requirement. But our consulting hires, let's say, 15 people every year, so it's a very tough field to choose. So every year 15 people go to consulting. Yeah.
Okay, so there's another interesting question. So like here, one student asked the specialization you told about possibly only for degree program or 4-year course. So can you just tell about the minor courses also, like the possibility of taking minors as well? So like they would
So
know about.
yeah, actually, minors is a very dynamic thing right now because so Insti had removed, so IITM Senate had decided that they'll remove any official minors from 2017, but each department can give their minor. So minor consists of 4 to 5 courses. So you have to do those 4 to 5 courses, and the department will give you a minor in that field. So let's say if you're doing something in civil engineering, they will have a minor for that. There is a minor called operations research. So you have uh, 4 to 5 courses in that, and you can get a minor in that if you do those courses. But these courses are actually, so last year, uh, it depends on the department actually. So last year operations research minor was discontinued because of the online sim. So I think it's a very dynamic thing to comment about right now, but there will be a few minors which the dean will consistently keep giving mails, and you can even mail the academic office. Right now, I think there are 4 minors. There were 5. One was operations research, but that got discontinued. So there are 4 minors. 2 of them are in biomed field. One of them is in civil, I think. Uh, so there are a few minors that you can do, but more than minor, I think if you are asking from a placement perspective, if you do a good set of courses and if you highlight that in your resume, the company knows that okay, you have done these courses and you have that knowledge. So yeah, that is there.
So like uh, yeah,
What is-
so this is completely subjective. It's up to you to answer. Like how much package the core companies offer on an average. Like it's up to you to
Yeah,
answer.
I can answer that. It's a variable thing, but I can give you a range actually. It varies from 6 lakhs per month, per annum, to anywhere between 10 or 11 lakhs per annum. But like if you're going to a government company, or if you're going to some oil company, they will obviously have some bonuses and benefits and all those things. But yeah, this is the base salary. Yeah.
I really didn't understand this question, but Rohit asked, do you know how to create an advantage over others regarding placement or soul knowledge on the course matters?
No, I didn't hear you properly. Can you just repeat once?
Okay, so he's asking whether do you know how to draw like create an advantage or others regarding placement.
Yeah, I mean, okay, once you come to the institute, it's
Maybe he's
very,
asking about other department, like how to have an advantage over other departments, maybe like especially in IT
yeah.
firms or something like that.
Okay, so I'll just answer this from my experience. So if you just consider CS and electrical branches will obviously have a upper hand and when it comes to IT or software profiles. The reason is what they are taught during their in their curriculum is the same as what is being asked to them in their test or in their interviews. So that works for them. But the thing that differentiates the other branches is there is a lot of scope. So CS and electrical are very intensive courses. They have some very intense courses, but the other branches offer some scope to have a diverse skill set. So I have seen people who are in naval architecture, who are in mechanical, who are as good at coding as CS and electrical branches, but they have to put in effort apart from their academic schedule. So they have to, balance the academic side as well and learn on the side coding, practice it, uh, and all those things. So it basically comes down to how you develop your skill set. How, like, if you want to go for IT or software development, how how you practice it, how you take some electives related to that, and how you learn more things about it, and that will show. The company is not biased towards CS and elect, but they obviously can see that the CS and electrical people have done these courses, what they require in their academic curriculum. If you can show the company that, okay, I have not done it in my academic curriculum, but I have pursued it apart from my academics and I have gained knowledge about it, they'll be more than happy to have you at their company.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Kavish. I think our session is over. I think there are no more further questions.